Black Rose Wars Rebirth. The Roses Duel. Rickard enters the room dedicated to the training, a changing space where you can unleash your skills, trying to steal the secrets of your opponents before the actual battle. His step is uncertain due to a deep wound in the thigh, from which the mage seems to derive a perverse pleasure. Rickard is able to channel the pain by transforming it into magical energy. Ariana is warned. Hello geeks and gamers, Geek here with another random video. Today I'm going to kick off my School Compendium series with the promotional school that came included with the special edition Ashes magazine, Agony. Each spell school has 2 starting grimoires that you can choose from. Unfortunately, with the promo set, each spell school only has 5 spells, so the 6th spell for each one, I've decided to just draw a random card off the top of the spell school deck. So for the first one, you get Shared Torture, Black Torture, Cross and Delight, Torment, and Peak of Agony. For the second starting grimoire, Pain Mark, Master of Pleasure, Liquefy the Pain, Ineluctable Pain, Visceral Fire. The first spell I'm going to go over is Shared Torture. It is a combat spell, the element of darkness, and the target is a single model up to 1 space away. Inflict 4 damage to the target, then you convert one opponent's color to your color and give that damage cube to the thing. And then Pain 3. Pain is a new effect that you take damage from the Black Rose, thus putting 3 black cubes onto your mage board. Or Dark Side of Shared Torture. The spell type and the element remains the same, and the target is a single model up to 1 space away. Inflict 1 damage for each 2 damage on your mage sheet. So for every 2 damage cubes you have on your mage sheet, you will inflict 1 damage to your target. The next spell is Torment. The straight or light side is a trap, the element of wind, and the target is 1 model anywhere on the board. When a model inflicts damage to you, target that model, inflict 2 damage, summon a succubus within range 0 of the target. So when you take damage from a model, you would inflict them with 2 damage and summon a succubus in the room with that target model. The flip side, or dark side, of Torment, it's also a trap. The element remains the same, and the target is anywhere on the board. When a model inflicts damage to you, that model suffers a number of damage equal to the damage that triggered this effect, plus 1 damage. So when you receive damage from an opponent, they receive the same amount of damage, plus 1. Spell in the Agony School of Magic is Peak of Agony. It is a combat spell, element of wind, and the target is a tile up to 1 space away. So here you would inflict 2 damage to all opposing models in the room. Then the Black Rose will convert up to 2 damage on your mage sheet. So you would choose 2 opposing colors to turn them into black, and it has Pain 2. On the dark or reverse side of Peak of Agony, the spell type and element type remain the same. The target is going to be a single model up to 1 space away. Inflict 1 damage for each 2 damage of the Black Rose on your mage sheet. Inflict 2 damage to a model other than the target that is within 1 space of it. So on the dark side of Peak of Agony, for every 2 black cubes you have on your mage sheet, you will inflict 1 to the target. After you finish doing this one, you'll choose a model that is in that tile or another one that is a space 1 tile away, and inflict 2 damage to that one. The spell in this school is Black Torture. It is a combat spell, Element of Darkness, and you'll target 1 model up to 2 spaces away, inflict 3 damage, and pain 1. Or reverse side of Black Torture, the spell type and elemental type remain the same, but you'll target 1 tile up to 1 tile away, inflict 1 damage, maximum of 3, for each 2 damage on your mage sheet. The next spell in this school is Cross and Delight. It is a combat spell, Element of Water, and the target is 1 tile up to 1 space away. Summon a succubus, pain 1, that succubus activates. This will allow you to summon 1 succubus, and by taking 1 damage from the Black Rose, the succubus can activate the same turn it is summoned. On the dark side, or flip side of Cross and Delight, the spell type and elemental type remain the same, but the target is 1 evocation or summon anywhere on the board. You target 1 of your demons, inflict 2 damage on the same tile from the target, plus 1 damage for each damage on the demon card. Remove the target. So you'll choose 1 of your demons and inflict 2 damage on all opposing models in the room, and you'll do an additional damage for each damage on the demon card. Then you remove the demon. The next spell in this school is Visceral Fire. It is a combat spell, Element of Fire, and the target is a single mage up to 2 spaces away. Inflict 2 damage. If you have defeated the target, inflict an additional 2 damage to all other mages within a tile up to 1 space away from the target. And pain 2. Side of Visceral Fire. The spell type and element remain the same, and the target is 1 tile up to 1 space away. Inflict 1 damage for each damage of the Black Rose on your mage sheet, maximum of 4. The next spell is Master of Pleasure. It is a trap spell, Element of Fire, and it'll be 1 room tile up to 3 spaces away. It's triggered when a model is defeated. Target the room that model was in, summon a succubus. On the reverse or dark side of Master of Pleasure, the spell type and elemental type remain the same, but the target is yourself. When you suffer damage, triggers the trap, gain 1 power point for every 2 damage of the Black Rose on your mage sheet. The next spell in this school is Pain Mark. It is a combat spell, Element of Darkness, and it's a single model up to 1 space away. It has a new icon. This icon is a target. This is a new token type in Black Rose Wars Rebirth. This spell's effect will stay active until cleanup phase, and you inflict 2 damage to the target each time he inflicts damage. So for every time that target or opposing model will deal damage, they will take 2 damage from you. On the reverse or dark side of Pain Mark, the spell type and elemental type remain the same. The target is you. It also has a target icon. So you will give yourself a token. Each time you suffer damage, one of your evocations can suffer all the damage in your place. The next spell in this school, Ineluctable Pain. On the straight side, or leg side, it is a contingency spell. The element is a star, so it represents all elements. And the target is a single model up to 2 spaces away. It has the target icon, so this one will last till cleanup phase. Inflict 2 damage on the target each time you suffer damage of the Black Rose. So anytime you suffer damage from the Black Rose, you will inflict 2 damage on the target. This is good for comboing with all the pain cards, so every time you take damage, you would deal 2 damage to your target, or when a Black Rose event or any other type of effect will cause you to take damage of the Black Rose's color. It works very well with Conspiracy. On the dark or reverse side of Ineluctable Pain, the spell type and elemental type remain the same. The target is you, so you'll give yourself the target token, and it lasts until cleanup phase. You gain 1 power point each time you suffer damage for the Black Rose. So instead of dealing damage to your opponent, the dark side gives you 1 power point every time you suffer damage. Also good with Illusion or Conspiracy or even Bard. And the last spell in this school is Liquefy the Pain. It is a trap, element of water, and it is a room up to 0 spaces away, and it's triggered when you are defeated. Target the room your model was in, summon a succubus, gain 1 trophy of the mage who defeated you. If it was the Black Rose that defeated you, gain 2 power points. And the dark or reverse side of Liquefy the Pain, the spell type and element remains the same, and so doesn't the target. And it's triggered when you suffer damage. Inflict 1 damage for every 2 damage of the Black Rose on your mage sheet. In this spell school, there is 1 evocation, and it's the Succubus. It is a demon type. There are 3 of these models in the summon pool, and 3 evocation cards to go along with them. It has a movement of 3, an attack of star, and a health of 3. Its damage is equal to the number of damage tokens on this card. Each time the owner of the Succubus suffers damage, the Succubus can suffer 1 damage of that damage in their place. So basically, the max number of damage that the Succubus can do is 2, because when it gets 3, it is instantly removed from the board. And since this is only a promo spell school, the model is actually a cardboard cutout, so that's the Succubus that we get for right now, and there's 3 of those. So overall, I really like this School of Agony. It represents my play style really well. Any spell schools that combo well, that are more difficult to master, and make you think on your toes and have a lot of options are my favorite types to use. From experience, the School of Agony works well with Bard, as well as Conspiracy and Illusion. There's possibly some other good ones, but those are the ones that I like to use with it. As far as difficulty playing, I would give this one a high, due to the fact that you have to receive damage, whether it be from an opponent or from the Black Rose, to be able to use a lot of the effects on